12 years old, my family and I packed our stuff and moved from a small city in the North Island of New Zealand to the Gold Coast in Australia. Now, honestly, I always presumed life would be exactly the same after this move, just with warmer weather and less love for the All Blacks. What I never did expect was how different the culture of a country that was only a 3-hour flight away could be. And while I did find myself repeatedly getting asked to say fish and chips, to the amusement of the Australians, I had to think of my granddad's journey to another country, with no knowledge of the language, culture, or people. Meet Wally. Back in 1971, Wally became a fully qualified motor mechanic at the age of 19. At the same time, he found himself touring his home country of Holland with his family as a bass guitarist in the successful band Ott's Family. This life came to a halt when Wally got conscripted into the Dutch military, and he decided to move all the way across the world to the country of New Zealand.
Many years ago, back in the early 70s, late 60s, I was a young musician in Holland, playing in various bands. So it was a lot of fun. I mean, you were really popular at the time, and we made quite a bit of money, although all that money we spent on buying better equipment. And yeah, what you do. Cars have always been a big part of my life. Apparently the first word I ever said when I was a little wee baby was car. I was always obsessed with motor cars. It was a big part of my life. I never did have to figure out what I wanted to do for the rest of my life because it was a foregone conclusion that I was going to work on motor cars. So yeah, when we were 12, 13, as well as the music, I also bought myself a little Fiat sports car, a little wee tiny baby car. And my friend and I worked on that for 2 years before we got that going. So yeah, there was always a lot of fun being involved in motor cars. When I left Holland and I was standing on the ship waving goodbye to everybody, the reality set in that you see all your relations on the dock that you would probably never see them again, and I think that was quite heart-wrenching. Yeah, saying goodbye, that's it, end of that life, start a new one, with no way of knowing what was going to happen. But it's all part of the adventure. When I came to New Zealand, my brother picked me up, took me to his place, and it was a matter of days that I went for a job interview and I virtually started the next week. So I had no downtime. I got to New Zealand and virtually started working straight away. And then had no money, obviously, so I spent at least 3 months not going anywhere. I was virtually stuck at home, couldn't go anywhere. Saved up enough money to buy a car, and that's when my life began, really. That's when I started meeting people, playing music, and yeah. But the first 3 months were frightfully hard. Music really sort of dictated my style of life. I was always heavily involved in the music industry, and it was quite an advantage to be in music. When I came to New Zealand and not being able to speak English, it was quite cool meeting up with a whole lot of musicians. Music is universal, it's worldwide, you don't need languages for that. and started playing with guys in New Zealand in the music scene, and slowly, got to where I was. Yeah. If I had to do my life all over again, I don't think I'd change any of it. It's been a hell of a ride. It's been good. Yeah. Right up until 5 years ago, I was still involved in the music industry. We were in a place called Tauranga by that time, and always had success in the mechanic world. So I've never had any regrets of anything I've done. Done a lot of travelling, a lot of music, a lot of socialising. Yeah.
Trail that's full of zombies. Out for the strange ladies, they be lovers. She took me in to give me breakfast. As I said, I come from a land down under, where women call and men thunder. Can you hear that thunder? You better run, you better take cover.